Do you struggle to stay on track because you travel for work? I'm Ben, and this is We Hack Health. We coach hackers, cyber athletes, and tech professionals. And if there's one thing that they all have in common, it's fucking excuses. But the good news is, there's a fix. Let's look at the problems when traveling. Your routine's upside down, your time isn't your own, you've got meetings booked, you've got dinners with clients, every minute is squeezed out of you. Potentially moving between different time zones and your sleep is fucked. Eating on the go, dealing with conference food, and just struggling to find anything with any nutritional value. You've got social pressures, pre-planned dinners, potentially people drinking alcohol, dealing with the generic bullshit hotel fitness center. All of these things are excuses that my clients have or have had for reasons that they go off track whenever they're traveling. I understand that there's a lot going on. I understand it could be overwhelming. And the reality of staying on track when you're traveling is it's hard, but it's not impossible. What can we do about it? And when I say we, I mean you. The first thing that we need to do is come to acceptance. The reality is there are going to be a lot of things that are out of your control, and the sooner that you can be okay with that, the better. What I try and instill with my clients is, if you travel a lot for work, doubling down on what you can control whenever you're at home or not traveling, and managing what you can control whenever you're on the move. It's not going to be perfect, but with proper planning, it doesn't have to be a complete shit show. Doing a little bit of research or having a plan before you leave the house will give you an understanding of what you can control and what is out of your control. I have a client, he knows who he is. He travels extensively for work. He will text me and tell me that he cannot find a gym and the hotel gym is shit. I'll ask him where he stays, and 30 seconds later I will have Googled it and found him a very decent gym that's literally half a mile down the road. I've been there myself, I get it. There are times that you show up at the hotel, you don't have a fucking clue where you are, you're rushed off to a conference room, you spend all day in that room, and then all of a sudden you're out drinking margaritas and you've lost track of what fucking day it is. Having a plan beforehand will give you some idea as to when you can put these things in. It may be unrealistic, you may need to get up a little bit earlier, you may need to get a lunch break, but at least you know going into it what you can and what you cannot control. Look at where you're going ahead of time. What options does the hotel have? Is it a decent gym or is it a fucking treadmill in a locked room in the basement? Do they have a decent breakfast option? Is there a fridge in the hotel room that you can go to the store and keep some protein snacks in the fridge? What's in the local area? Is there a gym that you can get a day pass in? How much is it? What time is it open at? What time can you go at? If none of those things are available, just fit your workouts in on either side of the travel. It's okay to travel for 3, 4, 5 days and not train, but make sure you get your workouts in either side of that. And if it really comes to it, and it's the worst fucking gym ever, the best thing you can do is just go and do something. Keep the momentum of doing the thing, like build, rebuild, and continue to reinforce that behavior and habit of some level of output, even if it's with a fucking 20-pound dumbbell and a treadmill. I've had clients before that will send me a photo of the gym and be like, there's only a treadmill and a fucking stationary bike and some weird fucking arm machine. You'd be better spending 20 minutes in that place and doing something than just fucking sitting watching Netflix or ordering room service. And look, if there is no time, no facilities, and absolutely no way that you can get any sort of training in, that's okay. But focus on your nutrition, which also requires some pre-planning. What's available in the hotel? What's in the local area? What can you Uber Eats or DoorDash? Or are you just gonna walk outside the hotel in the morning and hope that someone hands you 40 grams of protein? We just got back from Atlanta. One of the first things I did when I landed was go to 7-Eleven or wherever the fucking store was. Bought as much Fairlife as I could carry, bags of beef jerky, protein bars, protein yogurts. Not ideal, but if it comes to it, and it's the only thing I can get my hands on, at least I have something versus Doritos and fucking Taco Bell. On the extreme level, one of the very first times I traveled for work, I went to Texas. There was a fridge in the hotel room. I went down to Green Sprouts, I think was the grocery store, and I just bought a pre-pulled rotisserie chicken, a packet of carb balance wraps, and some honey mustard dressing. And like a fucking savage, on the counter, in the kitchen, in the hotel, just put the wrap down, put the fucking chicken on it, put the honey mustard on it, and ate 4 of those a day. I didn't know ahead of time that there was a fridge in the hotel room, but you can definitely check before you get there to give you an idea as to what you can and cannot manage within that. The ultimate goal that you want to be working towards is having 2 routines. Your day-to-day normal life at home routine that you live and die by, that allows you to make the progress when you're at home, control everything and have no issues. But also having a routine for whenever you travel. Does it look different in terms of the time that you wake up? Do you have to get up a little bit earlier to get your workout in? Is your sleep going to be slightly off? What do you have to take into consideration around your travel to make sure that you can stay on track as best possible? At We Hack Health, we will sit down and we will build out a travel routine for you. The goal is to essentially eliminate as many decisions as we possibly can, pre-plan as much as possible, because whenever the time comes and the shit hits the fan and you've been up since 3 a.m. and you've been in a fucking meeting all day and you have to decide on the good thing that's a little bit more difficult for you to get, or just eating like a fucking asshole, you're gonna eat like a fucking asshole. Come up with a routine for travel and make sure you can manage as much as you can while you're on the move. That takes out the falling off or having to get back on the wagon. You can live life with 1 foot off the wagon at all times. One of the biggest factors in all of this is awareness. And I'll use Andy as an example, who is just back from just over 2 weeks in Vegas for Hacker Summer Camp. He celebrated his success of being able to come back in the same position, i.e. same weight that he left in. In previous years, he would have come back 10, 15, even 20 pounds heavier after 2 weeks of madness in Vegas. But because he knew what he had to do, because he knew what his goals were, because he had planned ahead in terms of when he had to manage things a little bit more, be a little bit tighter in the stuff that he was doing, but also knowing when he could let his hair down and enjoy a drink or go out for a meal that's not on plan. Having those things laid out before he went into the trip gave him a sense of confidence that he knew what he needed to do. He had the ability to execute on it and he hadn't completely fucked it whenever he got back. And sometimes it's not necessarily about progressing whenever you're traveling. It's about maintaining where you're at so you don't have to unfuck it whenever you come back. I also realize that this can be a lot. And I'm not telling you that you should try and work all of this out right now before you travel tomorrow. Focus on one thing at a time. Look at what the easiest thing for you to manage when you're on the move is. Start to nail that. Even clients that I've worked with for 2 to 3 years, we're still refining the process. Not every trip's going to be the same. Some are going to be easier to manage than others. Some are going to be a complete shit show. All of those things are okay. All I can ask you to do is go into it with a plan, reflect on it on the other side. Are there any lessons from it? And what can you do better the next time? It can be overwhelming. There is a lot to think about. But it's infinitely worse if you go and fuck up your progress after a week of travel than making a little bit more effort going into it so that you can stay on track and get out of this endless loop of making progress, traveling for work, fucking it up, spend the week trying to get back on the horse and just going around in between the same 15 to 20 pounds your entire life without actually going from A to B, back to A to B. Hopefully we can make it to C. If that sounds like something you feel like you would benefit from or want to be a part of, check us out on Discord, discord.gg/wehackhealth.